I don't know if it's beyond your remit, first of all, Shenny, but obviously squad-wise, we won't see it till Friday. Is there scope for potential changes this week?
Yeah, there'll be a couple. Tommy Doyle struggling, so uh, there'll have to be a change there. We've trained today, obviously, because we don't play till Sunday. We're giving obviously the boys a bit more time, and just we're going to meet after this actually and discuss the squad. So we've got some ideas of what's going to happen, but yeah, there'll have to be probably at least one change in there.
Who does it potentially open the door for this week, opportunity-wise?
Yeah, it depends which way we go, really. If we want to mix the spine up, because Doyle is normally a nine, but we've been playing him in the middle, um, just because we've had a few injuries in our forwards and things. So might open the door up for a couple of our middles coming back into contention. So maybe mention names really. Probably want me to. But yeah, we've got a couple there ready to come in who've just been coming back from fitness. But I think they'll add to us and then strengthen us up.
What's your read on the season so far? Where do you feel you are at the moment?
I think at the moment, I think that performance of the weekend was a bit of a shock to us, really, as a full team. Because I think the first two games were really competitive. Leeds, I think we had more to give, and I don't think the 14-12 scoreline kind of justified our performance that day. But obviously, we were super happy with that. Getting that result at Headingley was massive for us. A couple of injuries, bit not like an unstrengthened team going into OKR. Obviously, they were just about full strength without May. And then we put a really gritty, tough performance in. Some kind of slap things decision making with the ball kind of cost us, but we were right in that game, and the spirit we're showing is class. And I think we showed a lot of that at the weekend. But from an attack point of view, we just weren't there at the weekend. Saints, obviously, once we're a new entity within the league, so teams working us out, and Saints did a good job of kind of shutting us down, stuff we like to do, which teams are going to do. They'll work you out, and we couldn't kind of adapt and change ourselves for that. So for us, it was a massive lesson in what it's we need to like have mental strength really of like don't get rattled by that. Is that's going to happen? Where do we go next? And we didn't give ourselves a chance because then we came up with quite a lot of errors. Our outside backs came up with a lot of errors in the game when we tried to move the ball. We had a few play the ball errors, and that's just you play a team like St Helens and they just put you under pressure with the ball and without the ball. So for us, it was the first real game where someone's just really come after us and applied the pressure. And we were on it mentally as well. We were against Leeds and OKR as well. So I think there's a lesson there in game management, but then consistency in what Super League's going to take week in, week out, and then teams doing the homework and adjusting on the fly. Uh, but there's a new team into Super League that's going to happen. So we understand that, and the boys do. And we just got to bounce back and improve in those areas this week because we got another big team coming up this week who's going to do similar stuff to what Saints did to us.
They'll try. They'll certainly try. Obviously, they've gone to Las Vegas and back. How do you think that might affect them on Sunday?
Well, they've got a decent turnaround, haven't they? We haven't really thought about that too much because obviously after the Saints performance, we've just been looking at ourselves. Of course, we've done a bit of homework on Warrington, but I don't think you can ever look into anything like that of what that's going to do because I think then you're just hoping, aren't you? You're hoping that that's going to have a negative effect on them, and when you do that, that don't work out for you. You've just got to be steeled and ready for the best Warrington that's going to turn up and that can turn up and mentally prepared to beat that team. So that's our focus this week.
Which means you'll have watched Warrington's game against Wigan. Have you got any sort of broader thoughts on the Las Vegas effect and what it sort of brought to the sport over the weekend?
Yeah, didn't watch much around it. Obviously, watched that game. I watched a couple of bits around the build-up what Brian Carney were doing, looking around the stadium and things like that. It looked class. It looked class. The atmosphere looked good. Just the way it was, even filmed and the commentary of things around it. Just I just think it showed it showed the sport how good it was. Obviously, what Wigan's performance, how they played, was unbelievable. Really, just they were just fully in sync and then put on a show. the things they did with and without the ball were outstanding. So no, I was just really impressed by Wigan and the whole thing in general. Really, it was good.
Can Wigan give you some ideas as to where to get at Warrington from that performance, do you think?
They can, but they've also got some players that have just done some unbelievable things there, and it's very rare that you go and you watch a team get some things on an opposition team, and then you go and play them and you get them with the same things because that's what training's for on the week and review, and teams just fix those up. So I think what the mentality and philosophy we're trying to do is still stick to our game and our principles of play, and it's smart decisions within that. And I think we've got a strong belief in what our game's going to look like. It looks a little bit different to Wigan, but the things we want to do is we'll try and create some things there against the opposition. They'll think copying Wigan's the go. Some of the players they've got there is just they're just total individuals. We've got our own individuals in our team that are quality that are just different to Wigan's though.
You mentioned the mentality maybe of coming into Super League, and obviously you're going to have different challenges or stronger challenges. To that end, is it better that you bounce back sooner rather than later, that you're not dwelling on that and the mentality gets a little bit sort of stretched in that regard?
Oh, 100%, 100%. We've dug into it and we've gone through it and said these are the lessons we need to learn, and the players have been a big part of that. And they want to, but it is going to be an ongoing a thing throughout the year where we'll learn and different challenges are going to come up, and ideally this becomes a team that solves them out on the field that recognises this. But I think it's going to take a few more games under the belt of this team to be able to do that. So it's going to be a learning process for us all the way through the season until we get there, and we grow, and us as coaches as well in particular, we've got to learn, and I like those instances to the boys as well and prepare. Is just what these might come after us there. This is what happens there. So that's what it's been quite a reflective week so far regarding training is learning for how we deal with those situations better.
It's the first time, Shady, we've had a chance to speak to you since your transition into the coaching world. How much are you enjoying it?
Do you know what? It's awesome. Helping players and seeing players grow is something real special. So there's some real good bits there. Obviously, building a team, it's something it's quite difficult really to get it right. And I've always liked a challenge and to be able to do that. And the Wakefield one in particular is very good because it's a complete rebuild. So you get to build around your philosophies, and obviously me and Daryl are quite aligned with regarding that. So and his experience is awesome for my development as a coach as well. So no, that was an easy decision. But yeah, the challenge of it of making individuals and players better, getting to know them, but then the thing of making a successful team and seeing how far we can go excites me as well.
At the same time, it's not the easiest job in the world. If it was, everyone would be doing it. But just tell us about maybe the most difficult side of it, something maybe the fans don't see or wouldn't appreciate until you mentioned it.
Oh, well, oh yeah, I'd say things like team selections and substitutions and things that obviously the think deeply about how the team's balances and getting those right. It's obviously very hard. How do you go with certain players? Do you rotate the team? And obviously they're individuals you've got to deal with as well. Is keeping the balance of the squad happy. Sometimes you have players in there for the chemistry of the group as well and personality. Something I didn't massively think about. It's Gailey who got me thinking about that actually. I've just retired and we were talking just about the game in general. We'll just go and talk about the game. And they were talking about right, getting the balance right of your team and people that have growth mindsets and people want to work, but the chemistry of people's personalities that come together that create a good and enjoyable atmosphere, really. So the boys enjoy coming to training, they have a laugh with each other, but then they know how to switch it on when it comes to training. And that's really hard to create, is that? Is to build that kind of squad. And that's what I suppose a rebuild is allowing us to do, really, is bringing and get that dynamic right within the group. I'm just saying, I'm not quite sure. The style of play, is one thing. Obviously, we want an identity of being a nice positive team and move the ball about. Uh, some speculators don't want more offloads and things like that, and it becomes high risk. So no, getting that balance right as well. So it's an entertaining. We want to be an entertaining team. I think that's what Wigan spoke about coming into Las Vegas game as well. And they managed to do it, didn't they? They put a show on, and obviously with our owner Matt, he wants that as well. He wants to really grow the game and the club in particular and make it a great place to come and watch rugby and be a part of.
Just lastly for me, Shady, before I pass you over, I've just been talking to Danny Maguire about the Cass Salford game, which is going to be a fundraiser for Ryan Boyle and his family as well. And obviously, you played alongside Boyley for many years. Just give us your memories of playing alongside the man himself and sort of, how much you're feeling for his family at the moment.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to say how much it affected me, and me and my partner have been friends with Ryan and Katie for since we were 19 years old. So I came through the academy with Ryan. We won an academy grand final together at Cass in 2004. And just the news, obviously, that we heard last month was devastating, really. And can obviously we know his kids pretty well, and it's pretty widely known all what's going on. So, it yeah, hit me like a ton of bricks, really. But you want to be strong for your friends and just you want to support Ryan and his family the best you can. So I know my partner Claire, she's been doing some bits, helping out with some fundraising and stuff. So of Wakefield, I know Cass are doing that. So I just think the rugby community is awesome in it for coming together and being strong for people in need.
Just first of all, Huddy, just give us your appraisal of the season so far.
Um, well, we've had an okay start, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like we first game against Leeds. We spoke about having a big start to the season and wanted to try and start with a win. And I thought we were good there. Thought we were unlucky against OKR. Thought that the lads, obviously I didn't play. I missed that week. I thought the lads put in a great game and the effort were there, and just a couple of little areas that we could have cleaned up, maybe would have got us. Maybe would have got us a win, but then yeah, last week we're pretty disappointed with how we played. Really, nowhere near clinical enough to what we expect from each other. Not to our standards at all. So yeah, hopefully looking to bounce back this week.
Shenny was just saying that the Saints game result was a bit of a shock to the system for the group. Did you feel that?
Yeah, yeah. Like I say, I don't personally feel like we fear anyone this year at all, and I think we'd on this day, you know what I mean. I feel like we'd back ourselves against anyone, and I think you can see it in this league. You know what I mean. I don't think you can take anyone for granted. You know what I mean. Anyone's good enough to beat anyone in on the day. So I feel like we feel like that our confidence is high going into games. We just but like I say, weren't clinical enough. Disappointing in areas. Weren't good enough with ball in hand. They probably just did too much D on the back of that as well, which yeah, we're like I say, disappointed. We come in Monday and had a watch of a few things that would where we weren't great. So but now we've put that to bed and we're looking to have a great week training this week and hopefully another a strong performance on Sunday.
1 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. That's a new one, isn't it?
Yeah,
At Warrington.
yeah.
They're everywhere, aren't they? These get fixtures at Warrington. Is now a good time to play them? Do you think they've gone to Las Vegas and back?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Obviously, yeah, I'm not too sure too much if that'll play a factor for them. But then again, I know they'll probably not be probably be a little bit disappointed, to be brutally honest, with their performance over there. Like I'll be honest, I wasn't really expecting that scoreline at all. You know what I mean? I thought it was going to be a lot tighter than what it was. And I watched the game. So yeah, I know that they'll want to get back and get some work done and look towards putting in a better performance than this week. So we know that it's going to be a tough game for us, but one we're looking forward to.
It's only a few seasons ago, 2022, when you beat Warrington 3 times that year. I think you scored in 2 of the games.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
I
so.
know they're a different side, and Wakefield are a different side as well. But do you take heart? Can you use those experiences and go to Warrington not daunted by the prospects in a way?
Well, yeah, like I just said then, JD, I don't think we're not really scared of going anyway and playing anyone really. We just know that we need to be on a top game. You know what I mean? We know the quality that they've got in their team. You know, they've got some quality players, some world class players. So no, we can't afford to be having 6 and 7 out of 10 games. You know, we all need to be up there. It needs to be 8, 9, and 10. You know what I mean? We need to be up there, and we all need to be bang on with our role within the team. So hopefully we can, like I say, fix a few things from last week and get over there and get a job done.
How have you? It's early days, but how have you rated your personal contributions this year so far?
Um, yeah, I don't think I've had a bad start to the season. For me, it's just trying to enjoy. Obviously, this is I've my last year at Wake here is on my contract. So yeah, just for me personally, obviously wanting to have a big year this year, and not sure what I'll end up next year, but if it did one my last year, you know what I mean, I'd like to have a big one for the club. I've enjoyed every minute of it being here. So yeah, just personally, I'd like to try and have a great season.
You don't want it to be your last year, though, do you?
No, no, I feel like I've still got a couple more years left in me. Like I say, I just need to be doing everything I can to keep a shirt because I've got some good nines at this club that are chomping away to get a chance as well. You know what I mean? And I know that down the line, this club will be is rich in nines because with Doyley and Harvey Smith that are coming through. I've no doubt that they're going to be two brilliant nines.
And there's Tyson Smoothie on his way as well. When a club announces a signing like that and it's in your position, do you look at it slightly differently than the rest of the squad or not?
Well, obviously for me now, I'm getting a little bit older as well. You know what I mean? So you probably would do maybe if you were a little bit younger. But now at my age now, I don't. You know what I mean? And I understand that the club just wants to get better. And by the sounds of it, he looks like he's a real great nine. He's over there sniffing in and around the NRL as well, like their team as well. So, you know, he's looks like he's going to be a quality signing for Wakefield. So, which is good. The club's growing, and that's what I want personally for the club. You know what I mean? I want it to grow and to be the club that I know it can be. And it's great for the club now. Is in a position where they can sign players a year away. You know what I mean? And players are wanting to come to Wakefield because I don't think you probably won't have seen too much of that before from Wakefield, where they've been able to be in this position. So yeah, it's fantastic for them.